Hello and welcome back to i.a.rastatv. Today, as you can see, I got a very special guest with me, very special community activist, radio presenter. Basically, it's Bristol's first lady. She probably don't want to admit it, but she's one of the most active female in all of the Bristol community, and today we're going to let you know a lot more about her and what she do. So, Cleo, welcome to i.a.rastatv.
Thanks for having me.
It's been very nice to have you here because I spoke to you a few times and you've been so busy. And, you know, everybody in Bristol know you.
Right.
But I think people want to know more about you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I personally want to know more about you too.
Fine.
You know, so, were you born and raised in Bristol?
I'm a Bristolian. My parents aren't from Bristol.
Okay.
So my mum was born in Hove, which is near Brighton.
Wow, yeah, I know, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I used to live in Kent, kind of next to Brighton,
right.
So Brighton and Hove, yeah.
But she actually grew up in Staffordshire, which is kind of Midlands.
Okay.
And my dad was from Jamaica, but I was born in Bristol.
Oh, cool. So, how was it growing up in Bristol?
I grew up in Easton, so we're in St Paul's now, so just the other side of the M32, literally just over the bridge. And I had a good childhood. I enjoyed growing up in, enjoyed growing up in Bristol. I had some great friends as a child. I spent a lot of my time in the sort of St Jude's area of Bristol as a youngster and down near by the river, because that's where the adventure playground used to be.
Yeah. But one of the things I want to ask you as well is quite obvious. You are like sort of like a freedom fighter in a way, isn't it? Because a lot of things that the mayor or the leaders in Bristol, when they either ignore the community or trying to turn a blind eye to things that they think are important, I noticed that you always, stand up against that because you obviously, quite happy to back yourself for what you believe in. When did that start? Have you always been rebellious, or what's it?
Well, as I put on Facebook quite recently, my heritage is, by ethnicity, Afro-Jamaican and Scottish.
Okay.
And those are kind of two nations that have always been freedom fighters, by and large.
Yeah.
On my Jamaican side, my heritage is from St Thomas.
Okay.
And, we all know that there's been rebellions in that area, etc. And, I think it really started as a child.
Yeah.
Luckily, my father was Afro-Jamaican and someone who was proud of his African roots, which at that time in the sort of early 80s was, I guess you had it through hip-hop culture, etc., but it wasn't mainstream. It isn't like it is now. It really wasn't growing up. It was, on the whole, being African or African origin was something that wasn't spoken about, wasn't celebrated at all. It was quite divisive, really. So that's one side of it, and the other side is my mother, who more of a kind of hippie background to an extent, but if there was something going down, if there was a demonstration or a march, she would take me and my sister as very small children, even up and down Ashley Road in the 80s, Barclays Bank out, because Barclays Bank used to be in St Paul's.
Okay.
It was, the kind of Barclays Bank is a racist bank, get out of town now, because it had connections in South Africa and apartheid. Yeah. So I think my activism, I can blame my mum for that.
Okay, so would you say it's actually in the blood to be strong, to be a strong woman then? Because you certainly come across as very strong and very influential.
I think I have emotional attachments to certain things, and I think something inside me will always advocate and fight in inverted commas, because how we fight is important, and we can't always fight the way we have fought. We have to change our game plan sometimes to an extent, and whatever we say, whatever we do, we are now, if you like, Black British. We live in England. We live under this system. We've chosen to be here now.
That's true.
Although there's factors which limit our choices, however we look at it, and whatever excuse we make, we have chosen to stay in England.
That's true.
So to an extent, we have to abide by the system that is here. But it doesn't mean we can't challenge or change or push for change.
No, because it's meant to be basically meant to be equality, isn't it?
Yeah,
equal
democracy.
rights and justice for all, isn't it? So
yeah,
that's never always the case. This One Love Diamond Bar, I understand, is of great significance to you, something to do with your dad.
that's right.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this place is a diner or a cafe or a restaurant. It's been here since the early 80s. Prior to that, it was actually a cookie shop, betting shop.
Betting shop, okay.
Yeah, so somewhere where you'd actually find my dad anyway. Because he was a betting shop
betting
man,
man.
a gambler. He was all of those things, a drinker, a smoker, a very hard worker.
Okay.
He had
Work
two
hard,
different
play
partners.
hard. Work hard, play hard.
Play hard, on the spirits, and worked so hard and sadly passed away at the age of 59.
Wow,
so I
that's
tried to
really
take heed from my father's life,
Yeah.
but
Use that as an example.
that's right.
Not to drink too much.
Not to drink too much, not to smoke too much, not to have more than one partner, not to all of that, not to gamble.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation. So you was quite young when your dad passed away, you said?
Yeah.
10 years old or something?
Yeah, it was just a few hours after my 10th birthday, sadly. And at that time, I was his only child.
Yeah.
And my mother was she wasn't with my father at that time, but he was almost like a father figure to her in some ways.
Okay.
And although they split when I was young, she still looked up to him a lot.
Yeah.
So she took it really bad, and there wasn't anyone to take on the business. And I think even at 10, I was thinking, blaming myself that I couldn't take on the business. Obviously, no one could. Well, not no one could at 10, but it's highly unrealistic. So anyway, it went out to someone else took it over. It became Tasties, which most people will know because it's one of those landmark places in Bristol.
Okay.
As it was in the 80s, you had a mixture of people coming in, your locals, also your lawyers, your doctors, mix and match, you had your police buying weed over the counter, you had all of that. It was a hub for the community. Okay. And my dad was a well-respected man. I don't know all the reasons why he was well-respected, but I know he was respected. And it was that kind of old school Jamaican, and at that time you felt in the community that you were safe. There were other people of that generation, and young people have manners. They would be brought into line by these people.
It's not like now when most kids have no respect or whatsoever. And also I want to talk to you a little bit about the carnival, to say how are you involved with the carnival and how did you get involved and what role do you play in St. Paul's Carnival? Yeah,
so I've always been connected to Easton and St. Paul's because not only did my dad have his restaurant here, but I also attended Colston Girls' School, so I was always walking from Easton through St. Paul's to get to school. And as a child, although I have very blurry memories of it, I have, our school in Easton took part in the procession for the carnival, and of course on the day, me and my sister would come to the carnival as children, enjoy ourselves, with all the kind of fairly basic activities now back then, like the swing boats and a bit of face painting and the thing you do that with the metal thing. We would just come back to the restaurant, which was always rammed. We have some more money, and then we go back out and spend money. And it was, that's my earliest memories of it. So I think I've probably been to every carnival since I was born.
Wow. It's a bit more than just like a swing in a park and a few little riding others, isn't it?
It's definitely
it's become a really major thing. I've been, I had the privilege to partake in it a couple of times now, which I really enjoy as well. So I know you are one of the, is it correct to say board member at the carnival?
It's not correct to say that.
It's not correct.
Just go back a bit. So
I apologize. Tell me.
From there I got more involved as an artist like yourself, a dance artist actually. So whether that was performing some time ago or even teaching in the schools, teaching dance in the schools, ready for the schools to get ready for the procession. So I did that, and then it was in 2012 when the carnival couldn't happen because of the funding crisis. However, at that time, the people who were part of it, I'm sure they had very good intentions, but for whatever reason, for a long time, there was a disconnect between the people managing the carnival and the community. So there are people who may not have been from the community, heading up the carnival.
Okay, well, that was never going to go down very well.
So it didn't go down very well.
Insight of what's going on in the community.
You need a balance.
Yes.
You need a balance.
Of course, yeah, totally, yeah.
But I think the balance had swung in the other favour.
Okay.
I don't know if you were in Bristol at that time, but there was a meeting anyway. There was a lot of propaganda around the cancellation. And there was a proposal that it wouldn't be cancelled, but we would have no sound systems and it would all be in Portland Square with a session.
I've heard of that, yeah.
As you can imagine, went down like a lead balloon with the community. And it was sad because it was also Jamaica at 50.
Yeah.
You know, so all of these, I mean, it was the Olympics as well, so there were other things around it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had the notorious meeting on the 28th of February 2011, where you couldn't get through the door because everyone turned up. Because the propaganda campaign was so good for this meeting that everyone came. They all came, most people came wound up because of what they'd been told. And it was a time when I saw the best and the worst of the community, who we are really. You know, even me, people can judge me and say, oh, you know, when you talk as you do. I don't talk patois. I've grown up in Bristol. So my dad passed away. I'd love to be able to, but I don't. It doesn't make me any less African Caribbean for the next person.
It's in your blood, you can't go any further than that. It's in your blood.
Written all over my skin.
Exactly, it's in your blood. You can't go any further than
can't.
that blood, isn't it? That blood is thicker than water, so when it's in your blood, you're complete.
I mean, going back to that meeting, I got emotional. A lot of people were upset, and you know, something just said to me, but hang on a minute, look around you. You've got all of us here from 2 years old up to 90, all of us African Caribbean and friends in that meeting. Some of us shouting, some of us crying, some of us trying to reason. And I thought, isn't that a sign that actually we should be doing something together now? It was very powerful. And anyway, I decided after organising community meetings off the back of it, which came to, you know, some conclusions. I mean, some people wanted to do things like block the M32, so we've got a carnival back. Direct action.
We didn't go down that road.
We didn't go down that road.
That would be very beneficial. I mean, I can understand, but at the same time, it would be costing, isn't it? They would be causing problem for themselves.
We were all going to go out in Marcus Garden colours and block the M32. We probably would have got shelled down. Who knows? But anyway, it didn't happen. And you know, things went on. People have that, and then it dwindles, and then life takes over, and then you've got bills to pay, and then all the rest of it. But I thought that, you know, maybe I should try and join the carnival team and try and make change from the inside instead of being an activist from the outside.
Because you can't solve the problem from the outside, not very easily anyway. It's not as easy, but when you're inside there, I think if you are part of it, then you're able to make changes, isn't it?
You're also able to see really what's going on and to see the extent of the challenges and the opportunities.
That's true. So what role? Because you're not a board member.
I was when I joined.
You were a board member.
I joined the board. I was allowed in, even though I was a rebel. I was allowed to join.
Rebel with the process.
No one was prepared to chair it, so I didn't have all the experience. But I said, okay, I'll be the chair because to move forward as a credible organisation, you have to have your chair. And I felt that I really hit the ground running with that. And a lot of the hard work was firefighting, getting the community back on board, trying to mediate between some sections of the community who were really passionate and felt disillusioned by it all, and trying to move things on. I did that for 2 years. I gave 2 years of my life. It was like a part-time job without the money. And then, you know, we get to this situation where I encourage other people to join the board who, you know, some of which do commercial festivals and have that experience, plus they have community connections and they are African Caribbean.
Well, thanks for clearing that up.
Well, I haven't cleared it
quickly. No, sorry. We have got a lot to cover in short space of time. But for me, I personally want to find out quickly. So if you can, in a nutshell, you can actually explain to me and our viewers that will be watching this, the real reason why the carnival didn't take place. I know there's a variety of things, but I haven't heard. Well, I heard that you did have an interview on the radio or more than once, but I was not lucky, and there are other people who didn't hear. So just if you could just round it up quickly.
Yeah, sure. You know, the carnival, you have your committee, and it's only a small team at the moment. We have tried to recruit new people, so it is what it is. It's a small team, that's a fact, of voluntary board members. Now, you have how the model has been, you have a board, and then you have a general manager, and then someone part-time admin in finance. That's the structure, and that is all you have to try and deliver. However, probably in the last decade, the process has been you have event management companies who come in to do the health and safety, the licensing, crowd dynamics, everything you need to be able to stage an event of that nature.
Okay, so something was missing.
Something was missing because
2014.
in 2015, because in 2014 you had the general manager who'd been in post for 5 years, plus the event management team who in some way, some shape or form had been doing the event management for a number of years. They all walked away.
So all of them walked away 2015?
They all walked away.
2015?
2014, end of 2014.
Will we? Oh yes, I'm losing my mind at the moment.
People say we didn't have a carnival last year.
Yeah,
we did have a
carnival last year.
We had a carnival last year. We had a carnival 2013. We haven't had a carnival.
So let's get this clear. The end of 2014, after the 2014 carnival.
Yeah.
Yes, all of these people walked away from the carnival.
Yeah.
So what happened? Wasn't there any opportunity to get somebody to do it for 2015 or?
We tried as hard as we could to get people to do the event management. We did contract some, we interviewed a couple of teams, we contracted someone at the beginning of this year. You know, through bad luck, that person actually had a heart attack, could not continue with the contract. So then we went back to plan B, you know, tried to look for someone else as we would. We found a team who could do the job. We took them to the Safety Advisory Group, which is made up of the police and the council, and licensing and ambulance, fire, all of those people. You have to work with them to stage the event. We took this team with us, and it didn't go well. That team walked out saying that was the most hostile safety advisory group meeting they've ever attended in their 15-year history of doing what they do. So they walked away from us.
So it sounds to me like so the council had a big, basically played a big part in that bit.
We also tried to say, we also walked in and said, look, we've got all the plans from previous years, we're looking through it, we've got security on standby, we're looking through it, we feel that we can do the paperwork ourselves. That was thrown out, we couldn't do it. I think the council just want to be sure that it's going to be a safe event. There's going to be things that happen that you cannot mitigate. Because of the nature of the event.
Of course, and it's a very big event.
You need to make it a safe event. And if they're not confident, then
it's going to be safe, then it's unfortunately. We need them to make bigger efforts.
Well, the event management industry is probably quite a tight industry, and if there's one thing that's been said or an issue, that's going to circulate. So when we also got to a point where we could contract someone else, there were reasons why we couldn't, and also, you know, because we were having problems contracting, funding got frozen, so we couldn't contract because the funding was frozen. We couldn't do an education project because the funding was frozen. So there's so many things to it.
Will we be back next year?
Will we be back? It depends on you.
I have heard. Well, it's quite widespread. There was this big thing on the internet, where it was on the television as well, that they cut funding for St. Paul's Carnival with immediate effect.
That's right.
Well, hopefully that was just a glitch and somebody couldn't make their mind up or something, but hopefully you are going to solve that, because I think it's inappropriate, it is rude, and it is wrong, because St. Paul's Carnival is one of the biggest things in Bristol for years, way before my time, and I certainly enjoy it. So whoever it is, need to pull your finger out, because I too will be protesting against that decision.
You know, to be fair, let's get the facts right. They haven't said...
I'm just saying what I saw on the television.
Yeah, but they're ring-fencing the money. They don't have faith in the organisation as it is.
Okay.
And we have to say that we need more people with the right skills to join the board.
Would you say...
So that we can get back in a position where we can deliver our carnival.
So would you say that they got room to justify that decision then if they don't affect it?
I think they should have supported us more to get more board members on. We have tried. I've tried to talk to people, and people are interested, but it wasn't a crisis.
People that is more committed and dedicated and deliver the job, and people who got the skill of...
Yeah, but it's a commitment being a trustee of the carnival. It's, as I've said, it's like a part-time job. You've got to be on email.
And it's voluntary.
It's currently voluntary. Now, do we need to look at the model of how the organisation is set up?
I think for a big thing as St. Paul's Carnival, surely Mr. Mayor, Mr. Red Trousers man, and your friends can, dig in your pocket and pay some proper people to come and do it, and the people end up giving up their time to make sure that it works as well.
Yeah,
because it's... I see everything I see in Bristol is for making money. I mean, there's parking everywhere in St. Paul's now, and the excuse was so that people don't drive in the city. People have this big stigma in St. Paul's that if the stigma that you are labelled about St. Paul's, no one would be parking their car in St. Paul's to walk into town anyway, so that's not a good enough excuse. There is also another rumours that there's parking put into place all over Bristol, Eastern and St. Paul's, to fund the big project that the mayor have. I don't know if it's true, but that's rumours people is spreading. I hope that's not true, because I too work in St. Paul's and it cost me approximately £6 to £8 a day to park around here. So, Mr. Mayor, if you are listening or anybody will watch this and show you, please put back some of that money in St. Paul's that we're paying daily. I'm paying about almost £30 a week to your parking machines. And St. Paul's Carnival is our community that you need to be supporting and funding. So forget about your big post office that you're converting into a stadium and think about the small poor community over here. Anyway, sorry, that's for another day. But I just feel like I need to express myself.
And it is under-resourced.
Yes,
it's under-resourced. It's under £60,000 a year we get from the council.
You probably made it a week in St. Paul's at the parking machine.
Which is not enough at all. I mean, if we were contracting event managers, the quote we had was 30 grand this year.
Yeah.
Previous years it's more like 15. Rubbish clearance, we wanted to do more to alleviate all the rubbish and the litter, where it cost us nothing 4 years ago, now it's going to cost us 25 grand. Policing was nothing, now it's going to cost us 2 grand. So please, Mr. Ferguson, work with people like me and the team that we have to deliver this carnival. It has to stay in the community. It's an African Caribbean celebration, and you cannot detach that from the journey that we've been through and Bristol's part in that journey. Yeah,
I totally agree. I totally agree. And before I round up, I'm going to say, Mr. Ferguson is very popular around Bristol. I heard him on the radio, BCFM a few times in the morning. I don't know if he's a presenter. No disrespect, but I heard him on there quite a few times. Mr. Ferguson, next time you go on the radio, can you please tell us why? You say you want to make Bristol into a green city, which is fine, we all love green, but why if you're promoting green, you're always wearing red trousers? Are you telling us that we can't trust you, or make it a red city, or please wear green trousers?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to leave you now, Mr. Ferguson, I'm going to leave you, but please clear that up. Back to you. You are also a radio presenter.
Yes.
How are you finding that? Is that something new for you? Is that new, or have you done this before?
Because I was part of Ujima when it first started.
So you used to present on Ujima Radio before?
I used to present, sometimes alongside David Dravi John, who was also kind of someone who was involved in the carnival and kind of got shunned and disrespected by the community, which is sad. But he's a great character. Politics.
Okay.
So I've more recently come back and I present Carnival Corner every Wednesday, 11 till 12.
Yes.
You all right?
Yeah, okay, sorry about that.
Right.
Okay, so...
But can I also say, Future Man, that who I am really is a dance artist. And I gave up a lot of that to try to do the carnival work. So, we'll see what happens, but I really want to get back into the dancing.
So you still got the dance school, your dance schools at Kumba?
I'm not teaching at the moment. I haven't been teaching for months.
Are you looking to do that again?
I'm definitely going to relaunch, and also, one of my ambitions is just to go back to St. Thomas, learn the communal dance, all of the traditional stuff, so that I can empower myself.
That's brilliant. Is there anything else that you would like to mention before we go?
I would like to mention that we're in 2015 now, nearly 2016. We, as a people, it's been a long, hard road for us. I even spoke to the person who manages this diner now, and we were talking about the area and talking about how people need to support the businesses, so otherwise they'll close and we'll go and other people will move in. And I thought, yeah, sometimes we're running against the tide, and that might happen with gentrification of St. Paul's. But you know what? Wherever we go, whatever we do as people, people will always follow us because we're innovators, we're creative, and we're trendsetters. And as the owner said, that's why they brought us here.
Yes, thank you very much for being here. I'm just going to have a quick look on this because I want to say a big thank you to the One Love Diner and Bar for letting us have our interview inside here. So if you're ever in the area, in St. Paul's, if you're ever in St. Paul's and you want to try some really good Jamaican food, you want to be coming to the One Love Bar, Diner and Bar. I personally just had my ackee and saltfish and rice and peas here, and it is very nice, I can tell you that. So next time I'm in the area, I'll be coming back here as well. So you should come and check it out. It's the One Love Diner and Bar, St. Paul's.
159 Ashley Road. 159
Ashley Road, St. Paul's. Cleo Lake. It's been a pleasure having you on i.a.rastatv, and I look forward to see you again soon.
Okay, thank you.
And my invite to next year's 2016 Carnival. Alright? See you soon.